Hello everyone, this is Amanda, the Emotional Strength Trainer. Thank you for joining me. If you are watching the replay or if you're coming on live, I am an Australian energy healer based in southeast Queensland, and I have a therapy or an energy session that I've been developing for the last 11 years that is associated to removing trauma from your energy body, and trauma means different things to different people. So since this wonderful group was established, I have done a weekly session, if you like, and you can search on my name. In here it's Amanda AF, and AF are my real initials. They just happen to be really groovy. And you can watch the other sessions as well, even though they were for the weeks that they were recorded in. You can still go back and receive the benefit of the healing for that. What I would recommend is that you get some water and a notebook if you like, or have a headset so that you can have the vibration of my voice go into your ears and rattle around your body. So the premise of my work is that we have 3 parts to our emotional immune system. And the part that I focus on is the emotional immune system. The other 2 parts of your emotional immune system are your chemical immune system, which is what you eat or ingest. And the other one is your structural immune system. So there is a lot of evidence around how great chiropractic is for keeping your immune system healthy, because all of the messages from your brain travel down through your spinal column and out to all of the nerves and everything that talk to the rest of your body. And if there is no interference in your spine, then the messages are clear, which is connected to your immune system being able to do what it does innately. So the emotional immune system is one of the things that is often left out of the equation of a health journey. And anything that brings lack into your life is the premise of why emotional strength training, which is the name of the therapy that I've developed, because it encompasses so many different things. So today, and do say hello and where you're from when you come in. Let me know you're here. I see that there's a few people up there. So today I'm going to do the energy healing method that I do, and I'm going to say an affirmation. I'm going to make sure everybody is in their own individual cell, so nothing will touch you at all as part of this process, because we all make up the collective. So if you think of a body is created or made of trillions of cells, so we are in the collective. We are all one part of the cells that make up the collective. So this will heal that bigger picture for you. And often, one of the greatest things since I've started doing these sessions in this group is the messages I get to say, I think you're just speaking to me today. And in essence, I am. That's how it works. Even though this is a message of healing the collective, I am just speaking to you. So if you treat the energy that way, you will get great benefits. It's very exciting. Hello, Sally. So thank you for joining. I see Joe is there. Melanie is there as well. And I'm just going to call you Zana. And I love Brisbane. It's a very nice part of the world. And I apologize for not being able to pronounce your name properly. So the energy that's going to happen is being brought to the surface and swept away. This is the shaman aspect of my work. I am, and it's a good opportunity for me to say I acknowledge all of our traditional owners, and especially the land on which I work. I'm a descendant of the Yuin people, the Yuin Nation in New South Wales, and this is where my gift comes from, is this ability to see trauma in the energy and then ask for it or facilitate its removal. And that's where you'll get your greatest benefit, okay? So I'm going to say this affirmation. I use the word God. It's the term I use to cover all of everything. Please use or hear the word that suits you. And then I'm going to ask for what I call the greater whole. Snez is easier. Okay, thank you. I'm going to ask the greater whole to walk into my mind's eye, and I'm going to start describing it. Sometimes I see animals, sometimes I see colors, plants, usually body parts, or how your body is behaving. Sometimes I use the traditional Chinese medicine body clock, so I'll see things and link it back to the elements, and then that links to an organ, and then that leads to the emotion. So essentially everything I'm looking for is take me back to the emotion that's being cleared so that you can have more resilience and more capacity to handle life. Now this work is backwards because we have to live life, and it's going to create an imprint. And there's a lot of important work and people giving readings and things in this group that could potentially be future to give you an idea of what's coming. But we have free will. And the free will is the aspect of our soul agreement for being here that is going to enable life to leave its imprint. And what we want is the imprint to be wisdom versus trauma that makes you sick. Fear, anxiety, anything like that is scientifically proven to deplete your immune system. And right now we need a really healthy one. So I have a number of resources that I use. So if you haven't experienced one of these before, keep an open mind. I love this work. This is my life's work. I am on the planet because of this, and I will be doing this until there is no more internet, no more communication. I love this. It lights me up, and I hope it does for you too. So take a nice deep breath in. I'm going to get my sheet here, and I'm going to say the affirmation part for you, and then I will say my affirmation for all of us. Okay? Thank you for joining, Adam, and hi, Denny. Alrighty, so take a nice big deep breath in. Make sure you're comfortable. Now this is the part for you. I ask the ancients to stand with me and protect me in my journey forward to ensure I fulfill my reason for being here every day. So now I'm going to say the affirmation for the rest of us, and you can start to keep your breathing going until I open the energy. Okay, here we go. In God's light, I request that all known and unknown negative images, unhealthy beliefs, destructive cellular memories, and all physical issues associated to the collective be found open and healed. I ask to be shown everything that is no longer in our highest and greatest good, so that it may be brought to the surface to be swept away for all eternity, to allow us to step forward with clarity and with conviction, and to know that resilience is our best friend, that we can handle anything life hands us. And thank you for making today's session 100 times stronger than normal. So I'm just going to keep my eyes closed here for a second to ask the collective to walk into my mind's eye. Okay, well, that's a bit interesting. Kia ora. Hello, Howard. Okay, so here we are. The collective has walked in as a human figure, which is really good. The thing that's happened though is there's this giant slice that's gone from the right side down through to the left side, but it's cutting through the thigh bone on the right down to the knee on the left. So this is where I want to use this book that I do, The Secret Language of Your Body by Ina Segal. The point I want to make here, and this is what's being healed, okay? This is a full slice. As part of the collective, the energy is split, but there's this massive need or external power or internal power that's kept the two parts of the body together. But what I want to say, the struggle part is that join where there is nothing joining it, there is no bones, there's no skin, no nothing, it's sort of a balancing act, has been part of the pressure that you may have felt in the last week of having to hold up your end of the bargain. that you're having to walk through this knowing that any minute you feel like you could topple over. And that's the strength. This is a good thing for from my point of view, is where the energy is saying, you know, oh, I've got this. Now the greater whole, collective consciousness, has walked in without impediment. So that shows me that you already have that conviction of, you know, I've just got to walk through this, so I'm just going to have to do the best I can. But the imbalance is the part where I believe that that's the biggest picture that we're looking at here for our collective consciousness, is the fear of the top part toppling over, and then you're just legs walking with nothing else. So what I've got to look at here, because the slice has gone through, there is no mankiness to the slice, it's just a cut. There's no blood or goop or anything like that. But it's the thigh, the right thigh, which is the masculine thigh, and the thigh, the right side of your body is your masculine doing side. So we need to go and understand what that means. So the emotions associated to your thigh are inability to give birth to new ideas, which makes sense because we're sitting there in this time of having to really, what can I do for myself? How can I, you know, we're having to go back to the old ways. You know, I know in my household, I've gone back to my love of baking and cooking, which is great. You know, when you get busy and things, you tend to cut corners. So there's no more cutting corners when it comes to food in my home, because it also supports our immune system. So inability to give birth to new ideas, overcritical, negative, judgmental, and limited in your point of view. Feeling suppressed, rejected, stuck, fearful, neglectful, difficulty nurturing and taking care of yourself. Now, if you think about life and what has shown up, and I know in this community, we're quite clever and quite good at looking after ourselves from the aspects of, you know, the fact that we're in here is one of the best positive actions that you can take in doing something for yourself that is non-tangible, yes? So, but the energy though, especially if you have been bombarded by people around you that listen to the news all the time or are buying into conspiracy theories, which I will add, there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes the people that get attached to, and I'm saying conspiracy theories in air quotes, that generates a shit ton of fear, will create this energy that will rob you of your sanity, because sometimes with these bigger picture things, you as an individual can't do anything right now, but you have to trust that collective voice will do what it can. So perhaps there's you're either being judged for being too calm or not buying into the stories, or you're buying into the pathways, or the synapses, neural pathways are joined to the energy of judgment and being overcritical, and perhaps that wave of negativity that comes with the anatomy of the psychology of this process that we're all having to go through. You know, there's a lot of grief energy right now, and you know, you can follow me by clicking my name here. I did a video on Saturday talking about grief. If you've been waking up at 3 to 5 a.m. in the morning over the last 2 to 4 weeks, and it's been a regular thing, you're actually living the energy of what it feels like to have collective consciousness grief in massive loads. So I invite you to go and find that video on my page and watch it, and it'll explain everything. So the fact that that's the energy that's been sliced in the thigh, that's good that that's coming out, so that this leg, and as I'm saying that, the leg is re-healing, like the cut is going. The other cut, though, has gone through to the left knee. So your left is your feminine. It is your being side, okay? So also, if you think about it, with the cut in the largest bone and the largest part of the limb, the doing aspect was coming with a lot of pain because there was no connection, okay? So from a point of view of a left knee, this is where the emotions for that are are housed. Issues with a mother, sister, aunt, or significant female in your life. That can also be extended to your feminine self. So issues with the feminine, the being, if you are used to doing, if this being in lockdown and being told to stay at home, if it's not normal for you to meditate or to sit and read a book or get up and do a jigsaw or something like that, just like not life altering or life changing, sometimes there can be that kind of issue as well, especially if your internal dialogue's been a bit dodgy too. Holding on to sadness, hurt, and loss from the past. Dink, 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 dink. This is everything associated to the grief element we're dealing with. Feeling like a victim, which would be normal because there's so much that's been taken away because the establishment has said so. Now, in the bigger picture, we have to surrender to that, because when it comes to laws, when it comes to the decision makers, there is an element of having to go with the flow. Because if you don't, it creates energy disturbances and fear and the anxiety and then the anger that will unhinge your path. So constant criticism, holding yourself back. Okay, so that's what the energy there that's being healed across these two parts. Now, I just want to make sure that they're joined back up. Okay, so the next part that they showed me were the big joints at the top of the legs, so the ball joints with your hip. Now, hips, if I remember correctly, are family issues. So let's say over the last week, and this is where actually the genetic memory stuff may come in. Every one of us has a parent, grandparent, or great-grandparent that was alive in the 1918-1919 Spanish flu. There is genetic memory existing in your body. Now, the hips mean, and I'll also read joints because they showed me the ball joint in your hips. Family problems and disagreements, feeling used, unappreciated, angry, betrayed, deceived, let down, shot down, alienated, experiencing strain, frustration, guilt, lack of support, too much responsibility, feeling unacknowledged, taken advantage of, manipulated. That is a perfect example, and perhaps this is the same for you. When you live a certain way, when you have beliefs that are keeping you calm, that are helping you get through life, you know, I definitely know with the people that I've been watching here and also in the Bear Spirit group, the amount of calm that comes, especially the musicians, unbelievable. You're going to be able to present in an outside world without the energy of we're all going to die. And there are some pockets of society that are thriving off that because that's all they know. So we have to send them love and compassion because they're doing the best they can with what they have. We're doing the best we can with what we have. And if you were to, you know, balance it out or look at it from that place of curiosity rather than judgment, you get that discerning energy of like, I'd prefer to live this way, thanks, because that's really not working out for you. But that energy is coming up as a big, big, big blockage because I'm pretty sure this is the biggest joint in the body as well. So if you have, and here's a quick thing while I'm finding what joints mean. Go into your family tree or your friends and find anyone that's had a hip replacement and come back and refer to that part of the healing and see if it's a match for their life, okay? Anyone with hip issues has really big family issues, okay? Now, joints, so that's what I was shown, both sides, so there's a balance. Suppressing or pushing down pain from the past, especially guilt, resentment, and anger. This is why I just got that notion of this is genetic memory that's coming out from your body as well, which will be buying into the bigger notion of the pain and the fear and all of the horrible grief stuff that happened back in that period of time with the Spanish flu because of World War I was also part of that. how many millions of people were killed in World War One, and how life was changing forever. So that's a big part. Holding on to the belief that there's not enough for you, not enough money, love, happiness, joy, opportunities, and so on. Feeling stuck, critical of yourself and others, and impeded movement. If that doesn't sum up what we're currently living through, I don't know what does. Okay, so the good news is, I'm just going to make sure that that's all coming out. Ooh. Okay, so I asked for that to be healed, and the bones in your thigh, the joint all the way through to your knee, the bones just disintegrated. So it's being reestablished so that the energy will be a lot stronger. There's no, you know, when sometimes a bone gets broken, a trauma exists on the bone that will stay there. That's why the bone needed to disintegrate, because the trauma was staying in that part from an energy system point of view. So it's now been removed and replaced with healthy, happy, whole bones that have not been impacted at all. And it's fitting in the joint and it looks all healthy in that part of the body. So let's go and make sure everything else is okay. Yep, the greater whole's just giving me the thumbs up, which is what it does when it says radio. That's it. So I hope that's resonated with you. I look forward to doing another session next week. So if you would like to follow me, you can just tap on Amanda AF and follow me there and interact with me on any of the posts that I put on that page. I do warn you, I like to put up some funny meme thingies. So just as long as you don't judge me for my sense of humor. So thank you for watching. And if you're watching the replay, watch this as many times as you need. The energy will be definitely clear from the time you listen to it to 72 hours later. You need to drink a shitload of water to make sure that the energy has a way out of your body. It can give you headaches and diarrhea and stuff like that if you're not fluid. Okay, so give it every opportunity to go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.